Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share what it's really like to live with two dogs that there's no way could be more different. A big, powerful, protective Cane Corso and a teeny tiny, lively Maltese. Cane Corsos are calm and confident, but they can be protective and territorial. They're usually content to pretty much lounge around the house, but can switch into guard mode at the drop of a hat. My Maltese, on the other hand, it's completely the opposite. They're playful, energetic, and they love to be around people 24/7. They don't even like being by themselves for a few minutes. They'll whine and complain like crazy if you just go in the gas station to pay for something and they're in your car. The Cane Corso is probably lying on the couch, keeping an eye on the front door. The Maltese is probably going to be, bouncing around trying to get attention or find somebody's lap to sit in and trying to find somebody to love on them. So this means you're going to have to balance your interactions. The Cane Corso is going to need consistent, calm leadership. They're going to need somebody to follow. And this is probably the most important one. I probably should have put it number one, but safety. It's the biggest priority when you have dogs that have that much of a size difference and big personality differences. You're going to want to do things differently with each one of them. One of the golden rules is never feed them together or at the same time. Even the sweetest big dog could accidentally hurt a small dog if food excitement turns to, resource guarding. So meal times happen separately for us, and in separate spaces. We actually don't feed the Cane Corso at all unless he's in his crate, and we feed them at different times because, it's just a safety thing. All right, and that brings us to playtime. You have to be there when they're playing. They need supervision. You can't let them out in the yard and just let the Cane Corso and the Maltese wrestle. The Cane Corso is very powerful. It might accidentally knock over or step on or lay down on the Maltese. It doesn't mean they can't play, but you have to manage it carefully. Make sure that you're there to stop anything that may or may not happen. And with that, you have to teach both dogs to respect each other's boundaries. The Maltese should learn not to pester the Cane Corso when it wants to rest. The Corso should learn gentle, loving behavior around the smaller dog. I think that's basically it for safety. I'm sure there's something I've missed. If y'all know what it is, leave it in the comments and I'll come back on here and fix it. Next, we're going to talk about food. And I'm not just talking about portion size. Cane Corsos need diets that are rich in protein and fats. They're basically just a big muscle. They also need food that supports healthy joints. They're a heavy dog. They're going to wear their joints out quicker than other dogs. You're going to need to keep that in mind when you're picking out their food. Malteses are a little bit different. You're going to want to get smaller kibble, first of all, because they've got smaller mouths. It's going to be easier for them to chew. Most of their food is actually designed to maintain a healthy coat. They've got that long, silky fur that's really white, and you want it to be shiny. It's not going to be as high in calories and stuff. You're not going to need as much protein or fat for that dog because it's not going to eat as much, and it's not got as much muscle. Next, I want to talk about exercise. This is probably the biggest difference between owning the two breeds. Cane Corsos are big but don't necessarily want to run marathons. They need a good daily walk, usually 20-30 minutes, and then take about another 15 minutes to train them and play with them. I use a flirt pole to play with them. It'll work him till he's so tired he can't hardly stand up anymore, and then I bring him inside. The Maltese, on the other hand, it has similar energy levels, but he's not going to get done with his walk and come back in and want to go to sleep. He's going to come back in and want to go for another walk, or want to jump up and down and beg, or want to play with the kids or sit in your lap or something. He's not gonna get tired for as long. When they do get tired, it takes them a 10 or 15 minute nap, and then they're ready to jump up and play again. So in conclusion, is it a lot of work? Yes. Is it worth it? Absolutely. living with a King Corso and a Maltese teaches you patience, discipline, balance, respect for the dog's unique needs. And there's nothing like coming home to see a King Corso watching over the house and a little ball of fluff running around at your feet because it's happy you came home. Alright, I guess that brings us to the end here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, like and subscribe. I do have one question for you before you leave. What do you think's better, a big dog or a small dog? Let me know in the comments.